Hi everyone, and welcome back to Speed Build Thursday. So for this one, okay, you guys are gonna have to understand. I wouldn't say I'm a movie buff, but there are some movies that I just love. And okay, you know how you can sometimes love a movie so much that no matter how many times you watch it, you just love it even more every time you watch it? Well, that's how I feel about the house that I made because it is somewhat based off of a movie. Um, the movie itself is based off of a board game, which is why the house looks very weird. But I thought that making the house based off the board game would actually be a lot of fun. And in case you guys don't know what the house is based on the name, it is the house from the board game Clue, which did get a movie back in 1987. Ooh, I don't remember if that was when the movie came out. Um, but yeah, so I love the movie. I think 1985. Okay, yes, I just looked it up. I think the main part of the reason as to why I love it is because of Tim Curry. Like, Tim Curry can make anything amazing. Let's just be honest here. Even when well, actually, I think he almost always plays the bad guy. But Tim Curry is probably one of the best actors out there, and I just love the movie Clue so much, and this is sort of like my tribute to it. And since this is going to be Thursday, and you hopefully would have already seen Wednesday's video, if not, watch it. I also did the characters from Clue. Not too sure how I'm doing them just yet, as I haven't recorded that yet. I do my recording in such a weird order. I know, it's weird. But yeah, so I did this and I actually found an image of the board game and basically just kind of copied it there. So like if the room said it was like, a 4x7, then that room is a 4x7 squares. So it's actually like that, and that's why again it looks a little weird, but it's my favorite movie of all time. Like, I have seen it so many times. I cannot even like begin to tell you how many. I've lost count, honestly. And I can quote the movie and whenever my mom and I are goofing around or whenever we're watching something, we will make like a Clue reference and we'll just die of laughter. Like, what was something? I was talking about something, and I said, one and two, or like three, there's two, there's one, and something like that. And my mom starts laughing, and I go, one plus two plus two plus one, which is a line from the Clue movie. And honestly, you guys probably don't understand what that line means, but basically, at the end of the movie, they're talking about how many bullets were left in the gun, and so they were saying that, there was one shot here, two shot there, one shot there, two shot there, kind of thing, and they're just going back and forth. So that's a joke about that line. But yeah, so it's just one of my favorite movies of all time, and I just after talking with my mom, I decided to make this house because I love it. I just love it. Um, I honestly think I've seen the movie way too many times. But I do love it. And if you guys are wondering what it is about the weird stuff on the side, if you guys haven't played the board game before, which is what I'm figuring if you guys don't understand it, or if you've never seen the movie, certain rooms connect to other rooms. So the study connects to the kitchen, and the conservatory connects to the lounge. So as you'll see there, the study, which I accidentally made the lounge originally, it will connect over to the kitchen, which I'm currently working on. I couldn't pick a wallpaper for the longest time for some reason. I don't remember why. I think I just went with something basic. But so I have them all connected, so you actually can use a secret passageway to get from the conservatory to the lounge. Sorry. again, thinking about the movie, I'm probably going to be laughing a lot because I can't help but think of the movie. And I, it's just, I'm trying to talk to you guys about it, and all I could think of are different lines from the movie. And okay, so the one I'm thinking about right now is in the movie when they find the secret passage and they reach from the conservatory to the lounge, but the lounge door has been locked, so they can't get into it. They can't get out of the lounge. Everyone's yelling and trying to get the door open because reasons, no spoilers, and they start shouting, and one of the characters starts yelling, "Let us in, let us in," and the two characters stuck in the conservatory shout, "Let us out, let us out," and just watch the movie. Everyone says movies based on board games are bad. They have clearly not seen Clue. That is a classic Tim Curry movie, and by people saying that all movies based off of board games are bad, they clearly have not seen that one because that is awesome. It is just simply awesome. And I think I've talked about the movie long enough. So yeah, so as you guys can see, that's me accidentally turning the study into the lounge. So, yeah. Okay, I want to talk more about the movie Clue, but I think I should just stop. What, oh yeah, so, something you guys may not know is that I'm a really big fan of the paranormal, but I'm a skeptic as well. So I want to believe. to quote X-Files, I want to believe. Um, and I feel that until I actually experience something myself, I may never be a true believer. Kind of hard to experience actual stuff when nothing really happens around here. But I always watch like the TV shows and watch videos online about this stuff, and there's just so much in this world that I don't really think we understand, and it would just be so interesting to know more. And I actually want to know what you guys think, because like people are like, you can't believe and be a skeptic at the same time. And it's just like, well, I'm a skeptic because I haven't actually seen anything myself. Now, granted, there have been the cases of the books coming off the shelf by themselves and two hangers sitting on the stairs, even though I had just come down them and I was going back up. So people are like, well, there's your proof. And it's just like, but maybe I just stepped over them? I don't know. Like I said, I want to believe, but I've never had my own experience, so just is it possible to believe but still be a skeptic? That's interesting. Now I'm questioning myself about this, even though that's what I said I am. But yeah, it's interesting, and the reason I brought it up was just before recording this, I've been watching quite a number of them. Let's even see if it counts. Oh, it doesn't even go back all the way. Nice. Okay. Now, granted, the last video I watched was actually about the Mandela effect, which if you guys haven't read about, do that because it's actually a really interesting topic. Basically, it's you remembering things, but not as how history remembers it. And I personally find that really fascinating. And oh, what's a good well, I mean, I can use a example which the effect is named after. Basically, there's a lot of people who remember Nelson Mandela dying in the 80s, I believe. But he didn't. He died like 20-something years later. What was it, 20? You know what, I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to get it wrong. I'm going to upset people. But basically, he didn't die in the 1980s like a lot of people seem to believe he did. But there's still the fact that people remember him dying in the 1980s, and they remember all the stuff that's happened and everything. And it's just really interesting to know that for some reason, our minds remember things differently. And, you just wonder, like, why is that? Like, what is it that causes us to remember things differently, basically? And I want to know what you guys think of that because, personally, I don't think I've experienced the effect. But then again, I could and just not realize it. Um, but I mean, there are tons of different things, like Berenstain Bears being spelled with like a E instead of an A or the other way around. That's apparently the effect. It's, again, I say this stuff is honestly quite interesting. It's one of my favorite stuff to read up on and everything. And I mean, this is the stuff that I just spend my day listening to and watching on YouTube. I'm so glad you guys can't see my history, my YouTube history, because yeah, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, so honestly, look up some of this stuff because I honestly think it's super amazing. And oh, jeez, like I have stuff to talk to you guys about, and we like still have like a third of the video left. What to talk about? Oh yeah, I think I briefly mentioned it in. Okay, I was about to say in today's video because today is Monday, but you guys watching this on Thursday. So on Monday's video with my Sims, I briefly mentioned that I had my family over, and I don't really think I talk about my family outside of my cousin Jacqueline, which was on my channel a few times. I know I've mentioned her a few times. I mentioned my sister, but I don't really think I've gone in depth about my family. Mainly because my family's huge. And I'm not saying that, as you know, it's like, oh, you know, my people, I'm excited. I mean, my family is huge. My mom has 6 siblings. My dad has 4. Yeah. No. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. 4. I was just thinking about all my aunts and uncles on my dad's side of the family that are his direct siblings. 2 sisters, 2 brothers on my dad's side, and then my mom has 3 sisters and 3 brothers. Yeah. And then cousins, which for most part it's all 2s and 3s. And then some of my cousins are starting to have their own kids. And yeah, like I said, we have a big family. And that's not even like that's just, you know, directly. I'm not even talking about like my the other family members I've met, like grandparents and second cousin. Well, yeah, second cousins are my parents' cousins, and then cousins once removed are the children of cousins. Don't ask how I've memorized that. um, but yeah, so I have some family staying with me for the next little while, and that's gonna be quite interesting to see how doing this and hanging out with them is going to be. So, if videos seem a little rushed, that might be why. But yeah, hopefully I can do both. This will definitely be a great test for university. I keep talking about that with you guys, and I feel bad, but I'm really excited. Um, Honestly, it's a big thing for me. I was actually told back in the 8th grade that, okay, well, I was told 2 different things, and both of them are you know, I don't want to say confidence crushing. Oh, okay, this is me fixing up the room after I realized I made a mistake. But what happened in the 8th grade was I was told that by the principal and vice principal and stuff like this that I shouldn't bother looking into universities because of my IEP and the fact that I would have to, in their words, I would have to be in lower level. So that just means, well, we have the 2 levels. We have applied academic college university. And basically, if you're in applied and college, you're basically it's frowned upon to be in those ones because it means you're not smart. That's what my school took it as. And yeah, my school is awesome, isn't it? But I was told in grade 8 that I shouldn't bother looking at universities because I'll never be able to get into one. And then my grade 8 teacher, I think I've shared this with you guys before, but I'm gonna share it again. My grade 8 teacher told me that I shouldn't bother even looking at colleges, because I was saying how, you know, I was upset that I was told I couldn't get into university, and she said, oh, don't even bother looking, you're not even going to get out of high school. In grade 8, my teacher told me that. Granted, there's a lot of worse things. Actually, no, I think that was the worst thing she ever told me. So, yeah, that was my grade 8 teacher for you guys. Yeah, she, I have a friend who is from India, and she gave her a nickname. And I'm not gonna repeat it, but we just basically called her Giant Bee. A giant bee. Yeah, so what I was saying with that is that me going to university is so big because I was told, you know, I wouldn't be able to. It took me longer than most people, but I'm going and I'm super happy and I'm super grateful for all the support I've gotten from that, just because I honestly thought I never would. I was told I never would, and it was just happy that I am now. But my video is ending, guys, so I'm going to end this video off here. I hope you've all enjoyed it. If you have, please hit that like button, comment, and share. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and notification button to stay up to date with all the videos I post. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Thank you.